Okay. Let's fuck around and find out, shall we? Pluto. No one man should have all that power. Unless it's me. Can't we? Now with the descendant in Pluto, it's looking at like um subversive power structures. I'm getting no more. Uh, uh, it's like sometimes I shuffle this thing and the same cards gonna come out over and over again. I think that's something that's really interesting when you do tarot or oracle is that certain cards they kind of like just with the natural imperfections that comes with like using them for a while, they become more likely to come out, and it's almost like your deck gets a personality. Um, Sagittarius, Venus, sixth house in reverse with Pluto, sixth house, Taurus. That's almost looking like your power is in your ability to um, invest in routine, but it's like since you're not investigating your routines are causing you to have a like I'm getting like this like with 11 and fixed energy with Venus and Sagittarius, like this passion to them that feels a little like self-centered. And with the lunar eclipse coming out, there's almost like you're too numb to even recognize it. Or if you do recognize it, you can't be asked to care. Real as fuck. That's literally what my cards are saying too. You look beautiful, by the way. If that's just not the energy, like I don't even know what to say. I don't know how much of that got picked up. I might just edit it out, but it was confirmation for me. With the Three of Spears in reverse, it's giving the energy that like when a heart breaks, it don't break even. The fuck? I wish I was less old sometimes. Or older. I feel like I'm a millennial. Being a millennial is so cringe. Page of Teacups, Ace of Flowers in reverse, Ace of Hedgehogs. It's like you have this gentle, demure, and mindful energy. It's it it's honestly giving a lot of passivity from a place of knowing your power and a recognition of like how your power has been intensely destructive in the past. But because you're not like leaning into it, the Knight of Teacups in reverse, it can kind of come off a little bit toxic. I guess because of the Three of Teacups in reverse, the Ten of Flowers, kind of staying in situations that really don't serve you that long, don't serve you that well for too long. With the Star in reverse and the Sun in reverse, with the Two of Teacups in the world, there's like this lack of understanding of, or well, I don't know, it's kind of giving like an evil energy, right? Because it's like, why aren't you speaking your mind? But then when you do speak your mind, it brings forth a lot of clarity. And like when the clarity comes through, people are like, oh, all right. But it's something about like that middle ground of like, I guess being fake nice, thinking people like that shit. It's gross. And it's like one of those things where it's like being a people pleaser is like such bullshit because no one's pleased. Absolutely no one the fuck is pleased after the fact, because it's like, people go off of like the energy that you give them, and people kind of have their natural patterns, right? It's a, yeah, with a nine, there's an expectation that people would, you know, work to present their ideal reality to you when you work with them. So when they don't, it's like, um, I'm getting like um, genie energy, but more so like in the Arabian Night sense, or maybe like a toxic genie energy, where it's like your wish is my command, right? And it's like, I wish for $1,000,000, and you got 1,000 deer in your house. But instead of being like, no, I actually wanted $1,000,000, you're like, oh, cool. I guess he wanted to give me deer. I bet this guy likes deer a lot. Let me send him some deer meat. A lack of correction might come across as being gentle, kind, or whatever. But in reality, it's like it kind of shows up as a lack of um, boundaries. What I'm seeing here with the challenger in reverse, the heart in reverse, the Democrat, the outsider, the giver, and the father in reverse, that um, It's not necessarily a lack of boundaries, it's just like an immense amount of apathy, right? I think there's difficulty finding nine energy in this situation because there is no desire. There are no wishes, right? Arrow kind of just is the energy of kind of going through the motions that might come from a father wound or someone who's like indecisive, um, impotent, um, maybe growing up with a go with the flow attitude being modeled to you as healthy masculinity. Um, and like I'm getting from like an outsider perspective, it seems almost like politically correct, but it's like look at what's going on with politics. Who wants to be a politician in this shit? It's just a world where kindness is like taken for weakness so much, but also I guess passivity is taken for kindness. Surrender in reverse, duped, comfort zone. It's like since there was like no fight in you, when things stopped going your way, you just kind of like, you know, is it clocked it over to the game? I don't know how what the phrase is, but you're like, it is what it is, and you kept it pushing. But I think like it comes back to like this energy here that the lack of fight in you is seen as like a lack of like strength of conviction, when in reality it's more of when you fight you don't really know how to hold your punches. You might have had fights where no one walked away unscathed, and um, the invitation to address conflict feels like an invitation to disaster. And so it almost feels like a relegation to one's lane. Like it's better to just continue forth on the path and see who aligns with it and who doesn't. Um, it's reminding me too with this Three of Spears about like um, just lines in general. Like if two lines um, are parallel, like two people are so much the same, there might never be like a logical sense of time for those people to interact. But if their courses shift just a little bit, there's a chance of there being some form of convergence here. And I think that's kind of like what you were hoping for, like an eventual convergence. Um, not for a lack of caring, but a lack of a desire to be forceful. And I think this the energy that's on the bottom row of these tarot cards is kind of used to, I guess, like a more feminine energy, because this reads as a very um like a it's a distorted masculine energy with definitely a propensity to get toxic, but it's more so of a masculine energy that is like a little bit too invested in gentleness to um, move away from center. If I can be so honest with you, this is kind of giving um, the eventual failure of like mask for mask relationships, right? Is giving like a very Brokeback Mountain, but not like the part where they were on the mountain, but on the part where they were like on the mountain and then they went. One of them just went back to his wife, and they would just still see each other at the bar, and neither of them could really be the people who they were on that mountain, right? And for one of them, it was like, well, you just go about your life, and when things happen, they happen, and when you move forward, you move forward. But for the other person, that's a betrayal. It's like, did it mean nothing to you that you can just move on? And the reason why that person just has to say yes is that it's far too complicated to explain why they just have to move on. And to really delve into the nature of Challenger, the heart in reverse. And someone just doesn't want to fight, and the other person is like, if you don't fight, does that mean you don't care? And it's more so of like, no, if I don't fight, that means my power will be retained to a point where this can actually be something that is actionable. Because if I were to fight and I were to say the things that I wanted to say, everything around us would be decimated into rubble. And so, this sense of apparent apathy um, in this person's mind is a far better path than carnage. Isn't it fun being a boy in a situation?